Thanks very much, Ian Trent. And sounds like great excitement out there, and there'll be a fair bit of excitement back in Australia too if Julie Speight can keep her hopes alive. It's the last throw of the dice. She's up against the local Korean girl yeong Kim. But for Julie Speight in her Olympic debut, the last throw of the dice, success here will keep her hopes alive through to the quarterfinals of the women's sprint. Well, were you impressed with the form this morning?
No, I don't think Julie would have been impressed with her form either, David. It was her ride in the first round was anything but impressive. She got herself caught between two of the other girls, and when they accelerated away, she just was left flat. I'm sure she's learned a little bit from that ride, and there's only one other opponent in this, so it's a little bit easier to control one than when you've got the uncertainty of two others, one in front, one behind.
Well, from this repechage, we have Xu Qianyang of Taipei through, as is the Great Britain girl Louise Jones, and Suying Zhu of China. So the last of the repechage to earn a spot in the quarterfinal, and it's Julie Speight up against yeong Kim of Korea.
She's a bit of a fighter, Julie Speight. I think with her back to the wall, I think she'll pull out something this time, and riding it from the front is always the safest way. There's less that can go wrong if you're really in control when you're in the front of the race. And she's looking over her left shoulder, and she can basically see everything that her opponent does if she stays right up near the fence.
Well, the young Korean girl is silver medalist of the 1987 Asian Games in this event, hails from Busan, which is the site of our regatta venue in the Seoul Olympics. And of course, Julie Speight, 2 times Australian champion, coached by John Crouchley, living at Coogee in Sydney.
Well, Julie's just let the local girl take the lead as they come round to complete the first lap with 2 laps to go. And the local girl who's taken the lead now seems to want to do a standstill to lose it.
They're moving into the balance here. Now, you might explain this to the viewers, how far they can take that back wheel back, Rick.
They're not allowed to roll back more than a few centimetres, or else they've got to roll forward again. Julie doesn't seem to be all that good at the balance, and I think she will be forced to the front. You've got to remember they're coming towards the 38-degree bend here, and it's although there are some of the men that can stand in the middle of the bank, would you believe, or at least riding incredibly slowly, the girls aren't quite as good at the balancing acts on the bank.
So Julie Speight now, again, this cat and mouse game continuing. So much at stake for this girl. Now the moves made by the Korean girl, Julie Speight.
She's left her about 15 metres behind, and the Korean girl's very serious about this. It's actually stretched to nearly 20 now, so Julie really has got the job in front of her. And you can hear the local crowd.
The local crowd right behind the girl here at the moment. The job right ahead now of Julie Speight of Australia.
Just shows how much you've got to keep your mind on the job in this sprinting business, but Julie's really closing in. I think she's far too strong for the local girl, and although she's been given a little hook as she goes past, Julie won't have any trouble. I think she's got her well under her, in her grasp, and she'll win this heat without any problems at all.
Well, courageous comeback there by the Australian girl, and she'll go through to the quarterfinals in her Olympic debut. So we'll see more of Julie Speight to keep her hopes alive in the Seoul Games of 1988. Well, it's been a great day out here, Graham, as far as we're concerned. We've got Gary Newen, second fastest qualifier into the final 16 in the sprint. Dean Woods into the semi-final of the 4,000 metres pursuit. That final tomorrow afternoon here at the Velodrome. We just saw Julie Speight. And, of course, young Burns from Bendigo through to the final of the 50K point score race. So we've really enjoyed it out here. We hope that you've enjoyed it back home in Australia. We'll see you at the Velodrome again tomorrow for more cycling action for the Games of the 24th Olympiad.
Thank you, David Fordham. There certainly has been some great action out at the Velodrome on this day 5 of the Games. Let's go back to the